Hi, Principles of Management class. I wanted to give you an overview to Module 5. During this module, we'll be covering 3 chapters again. So the first thing that we'll dive into are topics surrounding managing innovation and change. You'll complete a brief self-assessment on how creative you are. And then there's a discussion tied to this particular chapter about change management, which is really critical in any management or leadership conversation. You'll learn about a process that's described as freezing, unfreezing, and refreezing. And I'm really interested in your application to this question as to whether you've experienced it in the work setting or if you've read in the newspaper or in a digital article about an organization that's done this well or maybe not so well. And chapter 12, you'll start to dive into some of the HR components of management. And there's also a section for additional resources, which are essentially just short TED Talk videos or YouTube videos that are really impactful surrounding talent management. So you'll do a couple of mind tap activities in this particular chapter of work. But the HR management component of this is really critical in today's workforce because there are a lot of organizations really struggling to retain their talent. So it's not only important that you have a fair and unbiased hiring process, but that you're able to onboard your employees into your culture, you're able to retain them, you're able to provide appropriate benefits, you're able to create a culture where they can do cross-functional work and are happy. So that chapter is probably the most interesting work as it relates to today's workforce environment. And that leads directly into the last chapter, which is on managing diversity and inclusion. Again, a very hot topic in the workforce right now. So what I'm going to have you do for that particular section is to read the chapter and do a short presentation. So again, I really want this class to be application based. So I want you to read the content, but I also really want you to critically think about how you would apply that content as a manager. And this will give you some time to really look up some best practices in industry and how organizations from this particular chapter has instructions on how to use a voiceover for PowerPoint, which is essentially recording your voice when a PowerPoint plays so that I can hear your thoughts on top of what you're just typing on a text slide. If you're not comfortable going that route, I'm certainly happy to discuss other alternatives for you where you can do your presentation at home if someone can record you on their cell phone. But I really want to hear your voice and your impression beyond just what you're typing onto the screen for your presentation. As usual, I'm here for anything that you need. I am just recovering from COVID, so I'm sorry I haven't recorded as many videos this week as I usually do. But hopefully this introduction gives you a general overview of what you all produced this week and having great conversations surrounding topics that you'll really, really need to have a deep understanding of leading into a management position.